Alrighty, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of Live Chat with Adam. Today we have a great show for you. I am muting my phone right away. Hey, I got a notification that I'm live. That's pretty funny. So I just wanted to say hello. How are you all doing this week? Today, we have a bunch of things on the docket for today's chat. First thing, if this is your first time watching, I would love it if you guys could subscribe. Just go ahead and hit that subscribe button and then the notifications next to it. That would be fantastic. This way you get updates for any future. My phone is off. Yes. For any future, chats that we do these every Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. This is not something I kind of like doing. I'm kind of not very good at it. It's more for you guys. This is an opportunity for you guys to sit down and talk with me one-on-one. And if you haven't ever been on the live chats before, just so you know the setup, I have a microphone literally right there. It's just off camera. I also have the live chat on a separate screen, so we have double screens going. And so if you see me looking that way, it's because I'm looking that way. Tonight's topic is bringing home a rescued dog. All right, one of my dear friends who unfortunately lives in Pennsylvania just rescued a brand new puppy. I'm not sure the age, but I think it's a little bit big, a little older. Cute dog, big ears, kind of a pit bull mix of sorts. And so I wanted to give this information for her. If you guys, if this is your first time watching, please go ahead, log into your Google account on YouTube, and then turn your phone vertically, and you can find the chat bar on the bottom, and you can go ahead and type away. We already have people in the chat room, so let me go ahead and say hello to everybody over there. So hi, chat. So say quick hello to them. We do not have a comment of the week. I didn't really post any videos this week. The gentleman that won the naming of Peaches the tree, he is actually on vacation, so I have not mailed his stuff yet. I'm waiting for him to get home. I don't want boxes just sitting out in front of his house while he's not there. So I'm waiting to get verification when he gets back home, and I will send that to you right away, by the way. So anyway, let's dive right in. All right. I don't want to dilly-dally too much. We have a lot to cover. So when you're looking for a dog and you're going to a shelter, there's a few things you have to think of right off the bat. And this is going to sound really awkward. One of the things you want to do is you want to bring, first of all, 2 pairs of shoes. And you're asking me, why would I bring 2 pairs of shoes? Why do I need 2 pairs of shoes when I go to a shelter? Well, if you currently already have a dog and you really don't want to get any of the fecal matter that is all over the floors, there's tons of diseases at shelters, and you really want to be cautious. So I always recommend bringing a spare pair of shoes or a pair of flip-flops or something you can change into. That this way, when you go, before you go into your house or into your car even, you can just swap them out, put them in a bag, and then wash them as soon as you get home. When I used to work at a shelter and I volunteered there, and I did a whole program. I was there 4 times a week. It was a program called Train to Adopt. It was fantastic. But at the end of the day, I would always bring a spare pair of shoes because I have a lot of animals at home. And I don't want to, one, get them, sick. Don't want to bring home fleas. Don't want to bring home any disease that's on the ground in a shelter. So when you're looking for dogs, make sure you protect the ones you currently already have, or the pets in general, cats, dogs, whatever it may be. All right, so that's the first thing. And then second thing, right off the bat, you have to self-examine yourself. You have to sit back and say, okay, this dog is super cute. Like this one right here, that dog right there is super cute, but is that the dog for my lifestyle? And the question is yes or no. And if, even though that dog's super cute, that's a cattle dog, that's Koozie, and even though she's super cute, she might not be the dog for you. I know she's not the dog for me because they're super high energy. They require a lot of work, a lot of stimulation. And I don't mind that because I work all day with dogs, and she can probably keep up with me all day long. But if I sat at home and I was a homebody or I worked a 9 to 5 and I really didn't get a chance to walk my dog as much as I probably should, that's probably not the dog I should rescue. I should probably look for maybe something a little bit older, something a little bit more um Cory, I can't call you right now. I'm doing a live chat. I'm sorry. Something a little bit older, something a little bit more lazy, maybe would be the term. Let me go ahead and tell her that I'm doing a live chat and maybe she'll join us. Cory is one of my friends from Chicago, and she's a dog trainer, and she works with the same company that I work for. Um, let's see. I don't know why. Whenever I do these live chats, my phone is super slow. I don't know why. Um, yeah, you want to try to find the dog that matches your lifestyle. It's that simple. I'm live on YouTube right now, and she's gonna laugh. So yeah, so you want to get something that's a little bit more lazy, a little bit more kind of subdued, like a pit bull. I don't know if a pit bull is relaxed and subdued. I think they require a huge amount of stimulation, but that's just me. So anyway, if you need to find that dog for you, if you're a retired and you're looking to have something that's going to stay with you for the next 5-10 years, I would probably look at getting maybe a lab or a golden, um, or something along those lines. This way, maybe a little bit older dog. This way, you have someone that's not a puppy, because then you don't have to worry about potty training, crate training. You don't have to worry about any of that. Whereas if you have a bunch of kids and you're a little bit younger and you have a huge family and a huge backyard and you have a lot of opportunities, then maybe a little puppy would be something you can get. Maybe a Chihuahua or a Yorkie or a Morkie, or, even a Labradoodle would be great, or a Poodle, or any of those. Those would be great dogs for you to get. But you got to find the dog for your lifestyle first. That's number one. You have to find and self-evaluate what kind of lifestyle you have. Me, I think I should have a Beagle. No, they're kind of crazy. How about a Basset Hound? I'm good with a Basset Hound. And, Erica, right, exactly. We wish more people, because Erica's a dog trainer, we wish more people would do this, self-evaluate themselves, because a lot of times as a trainer, you see these pet parents and you realize Mr. Pickles is going crazy. Come here, Piggies. Come here. So you find out that yes, my cat does come when called, by the way. That, just want to make that clear. Yes, he does. You find out that people get an Australian Shepherd and they're 85 years old. That's not the right dog for that couple. I would probably get something a little bit more subdued, a little bit more lazy. Okay, a lot more lazy. And, definitely think about that. So find the dog for you. And once you do, don't get it the very first day. I want you to wait. And I want you to go to the shelter 2 or 3 days in a row. And because you're not going to see the same dog on the first day that you see on the second day. So, and what that means is there's going to be a different attitude of the dog, different mentality. We want you to slowly acclimate yourself into the dog's life. Just if you grab a dog, put a leash on him and go, that dog's going to be so freaked out for the first couple days, it's not going to know what to do. All right. Even when it comes down to grooming. Yeah, it's true. I mean, same thing. That's what Erica said again. When you're talking about dogs for your lifestyle, you want to have a dog that's, even, and she said, even for grooming, that's true. I mean, it's so true. I never thought of that. That's a great comment. Great catch there. So when you're going to the shelter, go a few times and play with that dog for a few times. You can even sometimes put a dog on hold. Some shelters will let you do that for only a couple hours, maybe your 24 to 48-hour period, and go a few times during that period. And then a lot of times what a lot of shelters do is, once you say, okay, I want that dog and I want kennel number 758-2, and that dog's name is Skippy. And we're going to say Skippy is a Beagle Basset Hound. We'll go with the extremes there. All right, Beagle Basset Hound, and he needs to get neutered. So they're going to neuter him after you already commit. So they're going to do that the next day, probably. And now you're bringing home that's a dog that's been through surgery, that's probably on some heavy pain meds, and not the same dog you saw the day before. So remember that. And it's going to take that dog probably about a week or two to acclimate to your lifestyle, to what your daily regimen is, to what your place where you want the dog to go to the bathroom. And one of the most important things I hear when it comes to bringing home new dogs, Pickles is still running around. Piggies. That's a good boy. Let's say hello to everybody. Nope, he doesn't want to. He wants to run. One of the things I hear is my dog. I just rescued this dog. It's about a year old, and he's not potty trained. Well, duh. Of course he's not potty trained. I will tell you that every dog that ever comes into your house, every single one is not going to be potty trained. You have to educate that dog. All right. You have to take the time to say, okay, here's where you go to the bathroom. And it's not a matter of just forcing or pushing their nose into the poop outside or anything like that. You just have to give them that a few days to acclimate, and you can't expect it to happen overnight. That's a big, big thing. If you expect things to happen overnight, you're going to hit walls all the time, and you're going to find yourself at a point of frustration where you might be like, was this the right idea? And the one thing I never want to do is when you do all the check marks before and you do everything properly and you do your research, you find the dog that fits your lifestyle, you do this, you talk to a trainer, you've done dot, 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 dot. And if it comes down to potty training being the issue that the dog goes back, to me, that's not worth it. You might as well just not have gotten the dog in the first place. All right. So think about that for a second. And you ultimately want to give the dog some time to acclimate. They will have accidents in the house. That's going to happen. Expect it. Expect that to happen. All right. And you, that's right. You can always teach an old dog new things. You can always teach an old dog new tricks. So don't be worried if your dog is having issues on the first week or second week that they're there. Ultimately, what you want to do is you want to give them some time. Let them become a dog in your house. Let the medicine from their surgery wear off. Find a dog trainer in your area, or talk to me or talk to somebody who's very knowledgeable when it comes to dogs, and sit back and have a conversation with them and say, what do I need to do? All right. So few things you do want to do. Rule number 1, after you've done this, we're probably at rule number 10 by now. But one of the things you definitely want to do is you want to set this dog up for success. All right. I always recommend crate training, but a lot of times dogs that just get out of shelters tend to have issues in crates. That's a common thing, a very common thing. So don't just throw them in a crate right away. Let them slowly acclimate to a crate. I've done several videos on this channel about crate training and overcoming anxiety and all sorts of things about doing that. So go ahead. I'm going to put that card up there on the replay, and you guys can go ahead, hit that link up there, and you'll be able to see, how to overcome crate fear. And it's all a matter of just playing games in and out of the crate and make it a positive experience. Remember, it's positive training we're trying to do. We want to get a positive reaction back. What's up, Pickles? What are you doing? Are you going to come sit with me? No, he's not. I don't know what he's doing today. Murphy's floating around here somewhere too. So, the next thing is once you get that crate acclimated, it's going to take a couple days. Once you get the crate acclimated, you want to start with the walking. Because probably for the first couple of days, you won't be able to walk him very much anyway because of the surgery. So if we get the crate done, we're going to start the walking. And you want to walk him as much as you possibly can. As much as you can. I don't care if this dog drags you across the street. Walk the dog so they learn where you live. They learn their neighborhood. They're going to mark their neighborhood. They're going to mark that whole area. All right. Probably within the first week or so. The other thing you need to make sure you do, and this is a must, and that is update the chip information that the shelter has put in the dog. probably 99% of the issues with dogs being rescued or being abandoned is because the chip in the back of the dog's neck has not been updated. So make sure you do that in the first week. So if anything does happen, because the dog doesn't know where they live, they don't know the area, they don't know the house, they've only been there for 48 to 72 hours. So update that chip as soon as you possibly can. It's probably gonna take about a week before you get the paperwork, but yeah, you want to make sure you get that chip information updated. Um, the other thing you want to make sure you do, and this is going to sound really, really weird, you never want to change the dog's food. Never, never. Don't change the dog's food for at least a month. So, and you ask me, why don't I change the food for a month? Well, the main reason why you don't want to change the dog's food for a month when you're bringing them home is, let's say they have some sort of stress, or there's a medical condition, or there's something. Dogs can't talk to you. So the first thing you can tell them on day one is, okay, this is going to be your constant. You're going to always have this same food for the next month or so. And if anything medical comes up, the first thing a dog stops doing is they stop eating. So now you're taking a question out of your arsenal, basically saying, hey, is it the food that they don't like? Or is there something else going on? Well, a lot of times it's probably the food that you changed them to. So just don't even bother doing that until the dog is comfortable with you. That's pretty obvious. That would be a no-brainer. Most shelters feed Pro Plan or Science Diet. So find out what your shelter or the rescue group that you're working with, make sure you stay on that food for at least a month. All right. Some rescue groups actually make you sign in their agreements that you stay on a certain brand for so many months, which I think is kind of a little hardcore, but because a lot of times you can't find that food in your area. But at the end of the day, it's okay. It's a good thing because they don't want anything to happen to the dog. They understand that that's a reason why dogs get returned. All right. And the other part is you want to make sure as soon as you bring this dog home, you have plenty of things for the dog to play with. As you guys know, the Himalayan bone is one of my favorites. This is a fantastic toy or chew toy that engages your dog. And Alexis, I will be sending you a little care package. I just want to let you know that because this whole thing is about you and your new puppy, which I want to congratulate you on. So I'm going to send you a Himalayan bone. I'm also going to send you a harness. Oh, no, not this harness. That's the little guy harness. That's kind of a little too small for you. But I'm going to send you the big boy harness. So this one is the medium to large harness that should fit your dog. So I'm going to send this for you once you send me your address up there in Philly. And I will put this in the mail as soon as you send that. And then lastly, we have to have toys. So I'm probably going to send you a rope. And these are one of the new Playology ropes, which are fantastic. I did a video I think I did it on Facebook. I did on Instagram of a dog playing with this. And he consistently went to this rope instead of going to just a basic boring rope. So I'm going to send you this one. This one happens to be my favorite flavor, which is beef flavor. Yummy. All right. So I'm going to send you one of those. Mr. Peaches over there. Peaches the tree. He's just chilling. So does anyone have any questions? So we kind of went through the nuts and bolts of what you ultimately need. You need, one, make sure you don't wear the same shoes in and out of the house that you wear at the shelter. Simple. Two, make sure you go to the shelter and find a dog that fits your lifestyle. All right. Make sure that you follow your basic understanding of dog principle and get someone to help you. All right. That's kind of important. As soon as you pick a dog, pick a trainer. Find someone who can give you that advice that you need. Next thing is when you decide to get a dog, remember the dog's not going to be the same dog you saw the previous day because it's going to probably have some medicine in them from being neutered or spayed, whichever one, boy or girl. And then as soon as you get the dog home, all right, give them time to acclimate. Teach them where to go to the bathroom. Don't expect it just to happen. You can't expect it just to happen. It's never going to just happen on a whim. All right. And most important, set the dog up for success. Don't forget about crate training. Don't forget about your basic understanding of dog food knowledge. And don't feed your dog junk. Don't change their food for at least a month. All right. I think I hit every major point. Um, Alexis, I want to wish you all the luck. Hopefully you reach out to me if you need any help. I'm here for you. I was hoping I was going to try to get her to come join us as a guest tonight, but I don't think she was available. And so it was kind of a last minute thing. And whatever. So does anybody in the chat have any questions on what to do when bringing home a rescue dog? I didn't mention, what do you do if you currently already have a dog? How do you acclimate that? And I'm going to actually do a video on that one, because that's one's going to take a little bit more time to dive into. But, at the end of the day, you want to make sure that you take your time, and that as always, you want to educate your dog. Don't ever expect them to understand what you ultimately need. So how's everybody doing? We only have a few people in the chat today. I'm done with my little rant. That was pretty good. That was a 22-minute rant. That was pretty good. So let's see. Anyone in the chat have any questions? Or you guys are probably jealous that I'm getting her an easy walk. Oh, you were just going to say that? Well, thank you. I try. I try. I aim to please. And it was a good rant. I think it was a good rant. That's hysterical. So anyway, does anybody have any questions or anything they want to talk about besides bringing home a new dog, or any questions they have? Potty training, crate training. Erica, great. Thanks for the support. One of these days, I'm going to have you join us and be like a little guest trainer. I'll put you in a box like down here, and you can zoology versus no, I'm not going to discuss that. Nice try. That's a topic for another whole, that's another rant. That would be another 25 to 30 minute rant, and I only have 7 minutes because I have food cooking right now. So but yes, Erica, one of these days I'm going to bring you on so you can bring your students and have them join us, and we can try to help your students out a little bit. That would be fantastic. If you wanted to do that, I'll be more than happy to set that up. You just got to reach out to me. What if you have cats? Well, I know you have a bunch of cats, and I have a bunch of cats. And, when you're at the shelter, a lot of times, one thing, that's a great question, by the way. One of the things you want to look at is, was the dog a stray, or was the dog surrendered? And you want to try to find a dog that was surrendered with a house that already has cats. Probably the dog won't have any issues with cats if you follow those basic things. Now, if you find a dog or whatever, I don't recommend getting a dog that was a stray, because probably they chased cats, and it probably wouldn't be a good thing. I'm just saying. I'm sure it can be worked out. Normally, 9 times out of 10, they work it out themselves, and they end up getting along just fine. But there's always that one. There's always that one that can get scary, and you don't know. I would, if you have cats and you're looking to bring home an adopted dog, and you have the opportunity to do a little more research, you want to find a dog that was surrendered from a house that has been with cats. Someplace cat tests the dog, and that's true, they do. And they'll tell you, they have behaviorists at the shelter, so they'll tell you if they have cat tested the dog, and if the dog is reactive, because that could be, they're obviously, we don't want to put anyone in harm's way. All right. Anybody have any more questions? That was a good one. The cats is a good one. Erica, you haven't responded if you wanted to come on, so I'm assuming that's a no. But maybe another day I can bribe you with some giveaways. That usually helps. Maybe. I could try. Erica says she can. All right, we'll work that out for maybe next week. Have I ever done one of those doggy DNA tests? Okay, so doggy DNA tests, I think, are a joke. I think it's a waste of $100, because Okay, why don't we do this? Can anybody say, anybody in the chat know, and anybody in the chat know, and Erica, you can chime in on this too, what the most common braid dog in the DNA line is? There's two dogs that show up in every single DNA test. And I will give you 30 seconds. Let me get the timer ready. I will give you 30 seconds if my phone wants to work. It doesn't work whenever I do these live chats. I don't know why. So we'll go 30 seconds on the old timer because we could do that now if it wants to pull up, because my phone is just so slow now. So we've already probably been 30 seconds. So let's go 30 seconds. We're going to sit that right there. So 30 seconds on the timer. If you can tell me what two are the most common dog breeds that end up in the in a DNA test. A pit, that would be called what is the official term for pit? American Staffordshire Terrier, or a pit bull, lab. Oh, there we go. That's it. Okay, keep going. You're not even close. Pit bulls are not considered a breed. Remember, it is American Staffordshire Terrier or Pit Bull Terrier. Labrador is not one of the dogs that is in that conversation. I know that sounds so weird, right? But I'm going to tell you, you're ready. You ready for this? I hope everyone is sitting down like me, because I'm always sitting down. So probably in a DNA test, you're going to find, no matter how big or small the dog is, you're going to find one of these two breeds, one being a dachshund and two being a mastiff. Yeah, that's a thing. A lot of times they say Rottweiler also. So, I mean, those dachshund, Rottweiler, mastiff, really? See if I'm right. I bet you. You're going to find out that you're going to be like, wow, I didn't even realize that. And that's a thing. That is crazy that actually is a thing, that wolf maybe 1,000 years ago it was a wolf. Maybe not 1,000, maybe 500. But wolves have been bred out of the DNA lineage of dogs countless generations ago. But that was a good answer. Owen's DNA test did not, because I think Owen is a purebred. So I think because Owen's a purebred, you didn't have any of that mix match. But I bet he had some mastiff in there or some big hound dog that wasn't like on his standard, you know, what you would assume what it would be. You know, you would assume. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and say goodnight to everybody. I will see you all the next time. If you have any questions, hit me up. If you're interested in subscribing and you haven't had a chance, go ahead, hit that button. And then I'll see you guys all on next week's live chat. And don't forget, we're going to try to get Erica to join us. And that's going to be fun because I've never actually talked to her outside of work, or even at work. But we're going to try to get her. And you guys keep the chat going and have your conversation over there. I'll come join you in a minute. Remember, if you want to subscribe, hit that button. Everyone, have a good one. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and also over here, I will post the video that I posted this week. See you guys later. Have a great night, everyone.